Hello and welcome everyone. This is Karen from Pantry to Table. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to get right into cooking. Well, the easy way, of course. Today we're going to do a meal in a jar. And I'm going to show you how to take products from your pantry and create a meal in a jar that you can use later or tonight for dinner. So let's get started. Now, I don't know about you, but some days, I tell you, some days you get home from work, you're exhausted. I feel like I've been run through the ringer today, and I still want to get this video out to you guys. So I may look a little tired. You know what? I don't think I'm all that different than you are. Getting home from work and the day's activities. And today we had a number of surprise activities. Started with car repair that was unexpected. So my husband needed help with that. So I'm getting this out a little later than I had planned, but hey, let's move forward. So let's talk about meals in a jar. This is, today we're going to use Thrive Life products. And you can store these in your pantry, on your shelf, under air. It's best not to store them like in the garage or where it's hot or anything like that. Your Thrive Life products last up to 25 years unopened or up to a year opened. And this is what they look like. And one of the things I've noticed with Thrive Life already is you don't need so much stuff. It's faster, it's quicker, it's easier. We'll break for a moment here and show you the garbage left by the products we use. That's it, just a couple of lids. And then we have our canisters. And we'll be using these until they're gone. So what we take out today is only a small portion of what's in the canister. So one thing I really like about Thrive Life already is there's less garbage, and I'm not running out to the garage, to the recycling, to put garbage in there all the time. The canned stuff, the plastics, all that stuff. I had that small pile of lids and that was it. So it's one thing I really like. So let's get started. I'm going to do this one in a jar because I'm going to be cooking this for you guys tonight. However, if you want to make up these meals in advance and you want to store them for future use, you can also use Mylar bags. Now, I've taken a Mylar bag here. It's easy if you just fold the top down. It makes it easy to rest, and it sits up straight, and you can fill that instead. So you have choices. You can use the Mylar bag or you can use the jar. If I'm at home, jars are perfect. They're great. But if I'm traveling or we plan to be out and about, the bags make these meals so much easier, especially when you're traveling. So that's an option too. So first of all, the recipe we're making today is Chicken Pasta Skillet. And just give you a quick look at what this looks like. And I'll quickly go over this recipe. It's not hard at all. You'll have your meal together in less than 5 minutes. So first of all, you have a cup of chicken. And let's do this. Hang on a second. I want to put the funnel on top of the jar. Just makes putting it in there a little easier. So here is a cup of freeze-dried chicken. So we're done with that. And I'll put these back here out of the way. Second item, I believe, is red bell peppers. And here we go. Half a cup of red bell peppers. Now you have these packets. Just set it to the side. When you're done filling your measuring cup, put it back in there, seal it up. It will help keep your food fresh. So here's the red bell peppers, and we'll go ahead and set those in the measuring cup. There we go. Now, if you or someone in your family has a hard time digesting peppers or anything in big chunks, you can simply take it and break it in half. No knives or anything needed, no chopping. It's already been sliced for you. And I think what I want to do is go ahead and take these and break these up. So we'll do that real quick. Let's see if there's any big ones in here. Sometimes it's easier to chew, at least for some people, if the pieces are smaller. So just break up anything that you feel is too big. No knives, no chopping. It's fast, it's quick, it's easy. Okay, that's good enough. All right, we'll toss that in the sink. Put your oxygen pack back in there. As we do this, I'll be clearing off the counter. Next item is onion slices. I believe that's this. Nope. Here we go. Here's our onion slices, and we need half a cup of this. So just dump them in. Go ahead and put them in your jar. And next, I believe we have corn. Yep, sweet corn. Now, if you're one of those people who have trouble digesting corn, you may take the corn. Let me show you what it looks like. Just fresh, whole corn, and I'm dumping it out. So I measured out half a cup, and I decided that I was going to use let's see if I can lift this up for you, the mini food chopper, to take the corn and break it up into smaller pieces. Now when it's freeze dried, this is easy to do. So I already did that, and I'm gonna dump that in. So we'll still have our corn taste and our corn flavor without the big kernels to chew. All right. You can shake it down a little bit. And we're done with our corn. And next we have green chili peppers. All right, here we go. Here's the green chili peppers. This only takes 2 tablespoons. So we will scoop those out. 1, 2. And next we have, the Chef's Choice Seasoning Blend. This is another Thrive Life product. And for this, we only need a teaspoon. So let's see. It's got the flip top cap. Makes it easy to pour. So pour in a teaspoon and dump it in your container. And we're done with that. All right, guys. And let's see. The last thing we have is a half a cup. Wait a second, I'm missing something. Okay, not the last thing, the second to the last thing, we have black beans. Now, you could soak these the night before, soak them overnight, and then cook them for over an hour and do all of that. Or you could just, these are pre-cooked and dehydrated. Dump them in there and you're done with that. Finally, I wanted to get my station cleared here because I don't like this stuff sitting here in the way. Okay, last thing is that, I don't know if I'm saying this right. This is one of our home style sauces. It's called velouté. It's the rich chicken gravy. And we need, I believe, a half a cup. Yep, half a cup of this one. So you know what? I think what I'll do, it'll be easier to scoop this. So I'll just go ahead and take a scoop and scoop it in here. So this will make a nice, rich, creamy gravy for our dinner tonight. Now, of course, you can make this in advance. This could be your meal prep for Sundays, for the week. All right, we're done with our half cup now. And that half cup, and we didn't need these, so we'll move those aside. And we'll move this aside as well. So velouté, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's rich chicken gravy. It's on our website. And I will include a link to our website below in the comment section so that you have it. All right, before we seal this up, I want to go ahead and add the seasonings. And that'll just take us a quick moment here. We have minced garlic, chili powder, and cumin. So we have a teaspoon of ground cumin. Okay, now if it gets toward the top, just kind of shake it down. Got to take the cap off. Don't you just love the smell of cumin? It's just wonderful. All right, so we'll give this more of a Mexican flair. So there's the cumin, and we have chili powder, a teaspoon of that. Have this one in a bigger container because we use a lot of it. And finally, minced garlic. Now with the minced garlic, I have dehydrated minced garlic, and this calls for a tablespoon. And what I want to do, since these are sliced, I want to mince these up a little bit and make them a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is just take the mortar and pestle and just chunk this up a little bit, just to make them a little bit smaller, because otherwise they're nice big slices and you might not want that. So making a little bit of a mess here. All right, and I've chunked them up to their smaller pieces, and we'll go ahead and dump that in. So if you already have like a granulated garlic, you can use that. I just had these and I wanted to use them up. That's one of the things that I want to impress upon you guys, especially from my stance here at From Pantry to Table, is use what you have. Now, we're making this in a meal in a jar, but you can take these same ingredients and make your own meal, even if it's not dehydrated products. But today I wanted, because it is September, it's National Preparedness Month, I wanted to share our first of many preparedness meals. It's great for when you get home and you're tired, like I am today. It's great if, you know, things happen. People lose jobs, or there's medical conditions, there's hurricanes. There's one that just blew through the Louisiana area. I know we get hurricanes here. If you're up north, you have snowstorms. Other areas have earthquakes. There's tornadoes. You want to be prepared to at least have some food to feed yourself for at least a week. I personally think you need more food than that, but at least having a week's worth of food is a very good idea. So we're done with our funnel. Now, what we'll do is we can seal this. There's two ways we can seal this. You can use one of these, let's see, these are little packets. I forgot what they're called now that I need to remember the name of them, but you'll take the packets out, put it in the jar, put the lid on, and then screw it on, and this will help seal it. So these are, I think they're oxygen packets. I believe that's what they're called. So this is one way to do it for long-term storage. Also, if you were doing this in the Mylar bag, you want to pour your contents into the bag, add your packet, and then seal your bag. And mark what's in it, and include the instructions on how to refresh or hydrate your food. So But since we're cooking this today, I'm going to skip putting the 1 packet inside here. However, I will show you the second way to seal this. In fact, we have some more of the garlic sitting out here, so I'll throw that in. We have all the dry ingredients in here now. This recipe also calls for 8 ounces of pasta. You can take a sandwich bag, go ahead and work this down. All the powders and seasonings will settle down in here. And then you'll put your bag in here with your pasta, your 8 ounces of pasta. I promise it will fit. Put your pasta in here and then seal it to use later. Okay? And you can seal it either by the oxygen packet, or I have a new handy gadget tool. If you don't want to keep stocking those, this is a jar sealer. And it has for regular mouth, and if you take this off, you can use this for wide mouth. So you just simply put your lid on there, you put this on top, and you press the button, and it will take all the air out of here for you, and it will be sealed, and you will have a meal in a jar ready to go for when you need it. So with explaining, this took me about 5 minutes to do. Without explaining, I'm sure it's a lot faster. So this is counting the seconds till it pulls all the air out of it. Now this one charges with electricity. I believe there is another one that also charges with battery. And I can include the link for this as well. I did find it on Amazon, so I'll include the link if you're interested in this product. So let's see, we're up to 45 seconds. We'll see how many seconds it takes to actually seal this. So we're doing a practice seal because I'm going to go ahead and make this dinner for you guys tonight and show you how to do this. Now, next thing that I will be doing is cooking up the pasta. It asks for 8 ounces of pasta, and I intentionally left this out so I could talk about it. Boil up your pasta first and drain it and get that ready, and then you can start your dinner. There will be a few extra ingredients that we will include when we make our dinner, and I will share that with you next. That took, oh, okay, it's not seconds. It just says it's 99% sealed. So that works. And then you just lift this off. And it's sealed. That's all there is to it. There you go. Your meal in a jar. Safe and sealed. Now you do want to keep this out of heat. You do want to keep it out of light to help keep it sealed and fresh. This should be good for 25 years. So I will be back shortly to prepare this dinner for you. Alrighty guys, I am back and I'm ready to assemble the dinner that we've made. We've put everything into this mason jar, and this is my first recording of making something, and I've already made a mistake. Now I did mention to keep your pasta separate, your 8 ounces of pasta, and to put it in a sandwich bag, such as this. Also, I included the velouté, the chicken gravy mix in here, and that is not supposed to be added until toward the end. So I would also do a second bag and put the velouté in that, so that you can take them out of the jar and have them separate. So we'll see how this goes. I think it should be fine, but I won't be making that mistake in the future. So additional items that we have for this meal are 3.5 cups of water, which I have here, and I already preheated it to speed things up. I have 1/2 cup of sour cream, which I've already pre-measured. I have a tablespoon of butter, which I have out in a butter pat. And then we have some hot sauce, some cilantro, and some lime juice. Now if you, we'll go over that in just a moment. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and put the butter in the pan. so that it can melt up. It's just easier to take it out of a butter container, but like I said, we want you to use what you have. And this is something I needed to use up, so I grabbed it, and it was the perfect size for what I needed. So there's that. All right, so this is already melting in our pan. And next, what we have to do is open our jar. So just a simple bottle opener. Just get up under the lid here. And it's sealed very, very well. I'm not getting the edge good. There we go. All right, you heard that vacuum lock. That was assurance that this actually did seal using our jar sealer. Now we're going to go ahead and pour this into the pan. It's already hot. On the side here I have pasta boiling. I'll discuss that in just a moment. But what you want to do is go ahead and put everything in here. Now you also want to take your water and pour it in your jar, because there's bits of your powders in here and you don't want to miss any of that goodness from those powders. So kind of did that over the pan a little bit. Let me stir up the pasta. It's almost done. Right, we'll give that a moment. Now we're sauteing up our ingredients here just a little bit. And next thing we're going to do is pour in all of the 3.5 cups of water. Now first I have it in the jar so that we can get all those powders. And now we have another jar to use to refill for another meal, and the rest of the 3.5 cups of water. We'll go ahead and pour that in there and then that off to the side. Now what you want to do is slowly and gently stir everything in. Make sure that all of the pieces get submerged and touched by the water so that it can refresh and rehydrate. Wow, it's already smelling delicious in here. So this, remember, we have chicken, we have green chilies, we have red peppers, and we have beans and corn and onions in here. This smells delicious. Now, I did mention that this is Preparedness Month. The month of September is, they proclaimed it Preparedness Month, not by my company, but I believe it's a national thing. As people are getting ready to hunker down for the winter holidays, the winter, and things coming ahead, it's a good idea to stock up and squirrel away food for future use. Who knows, you know, what the snowstorms are coming, or we're not done with hurricane season yet. So we do have some great sales on Thrive Life products right now. I will include a link if you want to check out the specials and the sales. I do believe that Thrive Life is one of the best opportunities out there right now. So if you are one of those families that are struggling to make ends meet and you do need to make extra money, you may want to explore the opportunity that we have with Thrive Life. Honestly, I couldn't find a reason not to join them. So this is slowly simmering. And while this is simmering, let's see, I believe it has to simmer for 10 minutes. Let me double check. Nope, 15 to 20 minutes. So we want to simmer this on low. And right now I have it on high, so I'm going to turn it down. And we will let this simmer. Does it say covered? It does not say covered. So wow, it's smelling amazing in here. Move that aside. Now, when we're done, we'll be adding the sour cream, the hot sauce. They recommended the Chohula, but you can use whatever you have. Like I said, from pantry to table, we want you to use what you have on hand, if at all possible. I actually have the sriracha sauce, and my husband likes food a little spicy, and I'm using the lime juice. If you don't have a lime juice like this, just squeeze in fresh lime, or just use the bottle of regular lime juice. So let's, we're gonna go ahead and drain the pasta. We wanted to pre-cook the pasta. Now, give me just a second. All right, so I pre-cooked the pasta. Today I used chickpea pasta. You can use any pasta that you like. It was recommended to use bow tie, so you could definitely do that, or whatever you have on hand. We're using chickpea just because we're trying to eat a little healthier nowadays, and you know, kind of try to stay away from as much gluten as possible, even though we don't have a gluten problem in our house. So while this is simmering, I'm going to go ahead and oh, there's one more item that needs to go in here, and it's, whoops, it's cilantro. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some cilantro. I picked this up fresh yesterday. I have it in a cup, put it in some cold water, and I'm going to, it calls for about 3 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up while we're waiting on the food to cook. There we go. And I'm going to take the stems off and put it in the compost. Oop, there's some more. And I'm just going to kind of chop this up fine. I'm sorry, I have all this stuff in the way so you can't see. I'll get better at this, I promise. So here we are chopping up the cilantro. Now if you don't like cilantro, you don't have to add it. You smell the corn, the beans are hydrating. Everything is hydrating in here. This looks absolutely delicious. It looks like Qdoba, or what's the other, Chipotle. A quick, easy meal. I do recommend stirring every once in a while so it doesn't stick to the pan. Oh, delicious. You know, I usually like to make very complicated meals, just to say that I did it. But life has gotten busy. I'm getting over a car accident. Work is busy. I'm a full-time realtor and a broker associate, and I have been a realtor for 24 years, so it's kind of busy. So you know what? Having these meals in a jar make it easy to get dinner on the table. I know my husband likes to eat on time. He could be bopping in here any minute now, coming back from his car repairs that we had today. But dinner is simmering, it's cooking away, and all we have now is just a few ingredients to add, and we'll be ready to eat. You know, I think this is almost ready. So remember, I messed up and I added the velouté in here a little early. I don't think it made a difference. It's already thickening up. Smelling delicious. So if you have any questions about Thrive Life, by all means feel free to reach out to me by putting comments below, and I will answer as soon as I am able. You know, I don't know if you realize it, but if you look in the stores, there's freeze-dried food everywhere. Thrive Life is Nutri-Locked. It keeps their process, they keep 95% of the nutrition in the food. So I don't know if you realize this, but as soon as produce leaves the farm, it's already starting to lose vitamins. By the time you get it home, get it in your house and use it, it's lost another 30% or so of the vitamins in that food. So this is healthy for you. There's no additives or anything like that. It's GMO free. It's healthy. And when when I found this, I couldn't find a reason to say no. And I'm so glad I found this, and unfortunately, I wish I found it sooner. So, hey, you live, you learn. So, anyhow, do you guys have any questions for me? If so, put them in the comments below. If you like what you see and you want to see me get better at these videos, by all means, hit subscribe. And very shortly, we'll have this dinner ready for you. It smells delicious. So I know this hasn't been 15 minutes yet, but it already looks like it's done. So I think they put 15 to 20 minutes to air on the side of caution. I will also include a link to my blog, and on my blog you'll find the recipe for this. And if you don't have Thrive Life and you don't want to get it, by all means use the recipe as a guide to create this meal. It's going to be delicious. Or if you like Thrive Life and want to order the products, I will include the link for that as well. If you have questions on the products, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer. I really like this company. They are growing by leaps and bounds. They started in Utah. They've added warehouses in New York and Wisconsin. And I heard there's rumor of another warehouse opening in South Carolina. It's so busy right now with product going out, with the sales and the specials, that they're having to add more warehouse space. So that's not bad. I did notice, and I have bought freeze-dried food in the stores. I did see some at Costco. I did see some at Aldi. I even bought some at Walmart. That's going to be a separate video where you can see the difference in what I bought at Target and the Thrive Life. It's vastly different. So I do want to share that with you. In the meantime, let's go ahead and add the sour cream into our dish. There we go. Just like to use a scraper, get it all out. Don't want to waste anything. And we'll go ahead and stir that in. Actually, before we do too much, a teaspoon of hot sauce. And maybe a little extra. Like I said, my husband likes it hot. And a teaspoon of lime juice. I did a little extra. I love lime. So we'll add this in. Stir it up. And we're only missing one thing. Nope, two things. We have the cilantro, and I'm going to add that at the end. And finally, the pasta. And like I said, this is chickpea pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want. If you can't have gluten, chickpea's a great way to go. It's the closest to pasta that I have found. And I heard how great it was, so I thought I'd buy it and give it a try. And we like it. We really like it. So go ahead and stir it up. Incorporate everything. Mix it in. Wow. This looks amazing. Now, if you haven't joined our Facebook page, please head over to Facebook and join From Pantry to Table. Be sure to answer the questions for faster entry. We just want to make sure you're a real person. It's a politics-free group. It's all about cooking. It's all about food. So we'd love to have you on board. So now that we have that incorporated, we'll go ahead and sprinkle on our cilantro. And again, if you don't like cilantro, by all means, leave it off. So this is your kitchen. Do it the way you want to do it. Wow. This has to be the easiest dinner I've put together in a very long time. All right, it is hot. But the proof is in the pudding, right? Let's give it a try. I'm just going to put a little bit on for now. Hopefully it'll cool a little bit faster. But this is our dinner tonight. So We have pasta, chicken, black beans, onions, garlic, cilantro, red pepper, corn, I believe, oh, and the velouté sauce, sour cream, and a few spices. This is my first time trying freeze-dried food. Wow, that is delicious. The only thing I would add is a little bit of salt because I like my food a little salty. But wow, the flavors pop, everything's cooked, and it's ready to go. Dinner's on. Thank you for joining us at From Pantry to Table, and I hope to see you back here real soon.
I was cooking when cooking wasn't cool.